Hi everyone, it's Has here and I'm super excited as today I've got my hands on the brand new PS5 Pro that's just been released. I'll be doing a full unboxing, giving you my first impressions and showing you how to get this set up. Let's start off with the box itself, and if you do have the original PS5, you will find the box is definitely smaller. With this being the digital console, the box is black with a picture of the console at the front, along with emphasizing it is a disc-free console and it being 4K 120. On the side of the box, there is a picture of the DualSense controller with the PS5 Pro writing. We also have the storage capacity shown here, which is 2 terabytes. This is the first ever PlayStation console to be shipped with 2 terabytes of storage, which I think is fantastic. On the opposite side of the box, there is a picture of the PS5 Pro. If we turn the box to the back, there's another image of the console and the controller. We also have some extra information such as the specs and console details. The standout is the 3 key elements that Sony were focusing on when marketing the PS5 Pro. This is PSSR, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, allowing us to play with astonishing detail, optimized console performance such as the frame rates giving us smooth gameplay, and the advanced ray tracing to give us stunning game worlds. Enough of the box, let's get this beauty opened up. I always feel like a kid on Christmas when opening up new tech. Let's start off and get this seal open. Sony have still opted for the box in a box approach with this console, similar to the base PS5. Now, I will be honest, it was a bit of a struggle getting this out of the box, as I was trying to be careful not to tear the outer plastic, but I managed to get this out eventually. This is just a plain white box with the PlayStation logo, and inside this is where the rest of the accessories and the console is. As you open the box, the first thing you're presented with is the accessories, starting with the power cable. I'm based in the UK, so I have a 3-pin power cable. Next we have the 2 feet, which I will be showing you how to use later, and attach this to the PS5 Pro if you want to use this in the horizontal orientation. After opening the side flaps, we have a HDMI 2.1 cable, which I think is fantastic to have this as standard in the box, because this does support 4K 120 if you have a compatible monitor or TV. Next we have the USB-C cable. It's nice that this is USB-C from both ends to allow faster charging speeds for your controller. The final accessory is the DualSense controller. This is the standard DualSense, but this is the latest model, which is the CFI-ZCT1W version of the controller. Sony have made updates to the DualSense controller over the years in order to improve performance. Before we get onto the console itself, here's all of the user manuals and guides that come in the box, which no one reads, but here you go if you do want to see them. Onto the creme de la creme, the PS5 Pro console itself. Super excited for this one. Here it is, the brand new PS5 Pro. I will be honest, I was surprised at how light this console was, as I have seen and held the base PS5, and I can confirm the PS5 Pro is much lighter and easier to move around. I really like the Adidas style vents in the middle for the cooling, and I like how Sony have kept the white design, but this time the central black part of the console is a matte black finish instead of the gloss black that we got on the base PS5. Hopefully this will attract less fingerprints. The white finish on the console itself is also matte, and in my opinion this does give a real minimal and simplistic design. The PS5 Pro is the same height as the base PS5, but the same width as the PS5 Slim. You can think of this as a bigger brother to the PS5 Slim. So we have the little PlayStation cutout in the top left hand corner panel, along with the PlayStation icon buttons on the back of the console. These will also help balance the console when placing it horizontally. More on that later. If you look closely, you can still see the little PlayStation icons built into the texture of the console, along with the Sony logo on the inside. The front panel also has 2 USB-C ports and the power button. The eject button has been removed because this is now on the disk drive, which has to be purchased separately. On the rear, the design is the same as the base PS5, which contains the HDMI port, Ethernet port, 2 USB-A ports, and finally the last one is for the power cable. For anyone who wants to see the full specs of the PS5 Pro, feel free to pause your screen now. I mentioned the two plastic feet earlier in the unboxing. Now I'm going to show you how to get these set up if you want your console in the horizontal orientation. Flip your console to the back and you'll find inserts for both feet in the black vent of the console. There's one towards the top and another towards the bottom, and these just slot straight in. Just make sure these are secure and then flip your console back around again. The PlayStation icons on the base of the console, which I mentioned earlier, these are also used to stabilize the console and prevent it from tipping over. And there you go, that's your horizontal orientation. Now, to set up the console vertically, which will be the most popular option in my opinion, you will need to buy the vertical stand separately, like I have here. I will be honest, it is a real shame Sony haven't included this in the box as standard like they did with the base PS5. The stand goes at the bottom of your console, but first flip your PS5 Pro upside down and you'll see a small round plug at the bottom. Pop this out and the stand has two holes. One of these holes is for you to slide in the plug to prevent you from losing it, which I really like. Then slide the stand on and screw this into place. The stand itself is sturdy and does work on all of the consoles, including the base PS5, the PS5 Slim, and of course the PS5 Pro. Okay, let's connect the cables. Turn your PS5 Pro to the back and plug in your HDMI cable and the power cable. Then connect the power cable to the power source and the other end of your HDMI to your monitor or TV. Once the console is switched on, you'll be prompted to connect your controller with the USB-C cable. Then select your language and set up your network, whether this is Wi-Fi or through Ethernet. I am connecting through my Wi-Fi. You'll then be asked to adjust the display area, which has 4 circles. All you have to do is press up and down on your controller so the screen is showing no borders like I'm doing here. After this, the next screen is the HDR settings. There's 3 different screens here, the first one being white and the remaining 2 being black. Now, these settings will depend on the monitor or TV you're using, but just press up and down on your controller to adjust the brightness until the symbol is barely visible on your screen. The next screen is about the power options, so you can either have low power use, which is the default setting, optimized performance, or your own custom setting. I've left mine on the default setting. You'll then be asked to update the software on the console. There's also an update for the controller as well. I would recommend updating the software to the latest version to get the best performance and stability for your new PS5 Pro. This took me around 10 minutes to complete, including downloading the file sizes. This will depend on your internet speeds. Once this is complete, the console will restart a couple of times, but don't worry, just grab a cup of tea, relax, and just let this finish. Once the update is complete, you'll be asked to sign into your PSN account. I actually have the PSN app on my phone and a passkey on my iPhone. So I just scanned the QR code and this took me directly to my app, and I was able to sign in using Face ID within a few seconds. You're then asked if you want to set up a login passcode for your console, and if you want to transfer any data from another console. I won't be transferring any data, so I skipped this step, and now I've signed in for the first time and we are now on the home screen. Straight out of the box, there is 1.89 terabytes of available space on the SSD, and there's also Astro Playroom pre-installed as well. And there you have it, that's the brand new PS5 Pro unboxed and set up. I will be testing this over the next few weeks and post a review very soon. Comment down below and tell me if you are buying the PS5 Pro, and thanks for watching.